What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be talking about headscale. I know you're looking at this screen and seeing Tailscale, and that's because headscale is basically the self-hosted version of Tailscale. Tailscale uses a control plane to make sure all the nodes know where all the other nodes are all the time. Now, that product, if you just buy into Tailscale, or if you use the free version of it, is hosted by Tailscale. It's not actually self-hosted. So headscale allows you to self-host that control plane so that nothing is actually hosted by Tailscale. You're running the network all by yourself. So I have a wiki entry over here for headscale, and this explains kind of what headscale is. And we're also using something called headscale-admin. If you've never heard of headscale-admin, the thing you should know about headscale is it is completely command line. Because it's completely command line, it's not exactly very beginner friendly, so therefore some very nice individual has made this really cool web GUI for headscale. It is not the only web GUI available. In fact, it's one of 4 or 5 web GUIs out there. The reason I chose this one, as we scroll down here, I'll show you some of the beautiful UI designs that this person has built into it, is mainly for the ACLs. This ACL builder right here is the reason that I think this separates itself from all other web UIs. I think the biggest challenge with Tailscale is in fact the ACL, because you have to know JSON for the ability to create ACLs with tailscale.com. With headscale, you don't have to have that. In fact, you can just go ahead and go through these ACL builders and create really cool ACL scripts, and it's going to automatically kick out a JSON file for you, so you don't have to know any JSON code whatsoever. Now, it's not stopping you. You can actually code it in JSON if you want to, but I personally don't like it, so I don't do that. So that's the really cool part about this ACL builder here, and here's the picture of the JSON file that'll kick out. You can load ACLs if you have an existing Tailscale that you're using and you want to import this over in order to use headscale instead of your existing Tailscale instance. That's pretty much the overview of the web GUI. I'm going to show you guys how to install it, how to configure it. Jumping over to the wiki, there are some prerequisites you're going to need to run headscale. Now, headscale is very much like Pangolin in the sense that you're running a control plane somewhere in the cloud. You would not want to run this on your own home PC or your own home server, because in the event that, say, for example, I was running this on TrueNAS and my internet went down, or I have to, make a change to my TrueNAS machine where I have to down the server for a while. If I had other machines connected to the tailnet, I would lose connectivity across everything. I would down my entire tailnet just based on that one thing. So the best thing to do is run this on a VPS. So here's the prerequisites, and this is what I'm going to recommend. You get a VPS that's running Linux, usually Ubuntu in this case, with root access and of course a public IP address. You have to have Docker installed on that, and you can go ahead and click this little link right here, and it'll take you right to the Docker page, so you can look at the installation instructions here, because you have to have it on there first. You have to have a domain name. You have to own your own domain. You have to point it at the server's IP address, your VPS's IP address, and you have to open TC ports 80 and 443 on your VPS world accessible so that anybody can get to them. If you want to choose a VPS, I've recommended this option from RackNerd. I'm going to open this up real fast. This is a pretty amazing deal, $10.96 annually. This is less than $1 a month. It gives you 1 CPU, 20 gigs of hard drive space, 1 gigabyte of RAM, 20 terabytes of bandwidth on a gigabit public network. So using this, I think, is a pretty good starting point. You can jump up here and you can see there's a lot of other deals if you want to start going up, but for running headscale, this is going to be plenty. So let's close this. So once you have that set up, you have your Linux system, you have a VPS going, I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to install, and that's going to be using the script. Now, you can use Docker Compose and do this by hand if you want to. The way it works, if you're using Docker Compose, you need to deploy these containers basically in a stack from the headscale container. This gives you headscale-admin, which is the UI, and traffic, which is going to be the reverse proxy, so that you can take that traffic from 80 and 443 and forward it to the right spot. And as well, you're going to need to use this headscale config YAML in the correct domain. So if we look at headscale, the config/headscale directory here, this volume out, you need to put this headscale config.yaml into that address, modifying it for your domain name. Now, that's a little bit of work. It's not super hard, but I think it's a little bit easier just to run the script. The script is going to do just exactly what I said. It's basically going to pull the Docker containers. It's going to ask you what your domain is, and then it's going to go ahead and launch these Docker Compose files and this config file and put your domain in there automatically. It's going to replace mydomain.com with whatever you enter at the prompts, and once that's done, it's going to kick out an API key for you. So I'm going to show you how to run this script on the VPS, and then what it's going to show you when it's done. So this is my VPS right here. I'm running it on AWS, but again, you guys can run it anywhere. I'm logged into an Ubuntu system, and it's given me a private IPv4 for right now. The first thing I want to do is I want to install Docker here. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to go back up to the actual Docker thing, and I'm going to go ahead and just click this whole block of text right here, hit copy. Then I'm going to go back to my terminal here, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to run it. And while that's running in the background, I'm going to show you guys something else. I want to come over here to my DNS records. Now, this is the DNS table for servers at home. So I'm going to want to go ahead and add a record here. I'm going to want to add an A record. In this case, I'm going to call it headscale. And I'm going to give it the IPv4 address of the AWS instance that I was given. Okay, I'm going to proxy this because, again, I'm going to have Let's Encrypt certificates automatically created on the headscale instance, so I do not need to DNS this entry. So I'm going to go ahead and create this entry right here. I'm going to hit save. Since everything is spelled right. There we go. So now I've got an instance for headscale.servers at home. This is where it's going. Again, don't worry about this IP being public. By the time you guys see this video, it's going to be taken down. So now that I've got this DNS record pointed at the right spot, I've fulfilled one of my prerequisites right here. I now have a Linux system with root IP. I'm installing Docker, and I have the domain name pointed at my server's IP address. I've already opened ports 80 and 443 via the AWS firewall. So now I'm going to go ahead and just run this script command. I'm going to copy this here. And I'm going to open my container. Here we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and run the script. So you're going to see here it says enter your full domain, e.g. headscale.example.com. Mine is pretty close to that. It's going to be headscale.servers at home, just like that. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to go ahead and pull my containers. Okay, so the script has got done running. All the polls have been completed. Everything started successfully. So now we have some text here at the bottom. It says API key generated, and it generated an API key for me. And now it gives you the instructions. You have to visit the address right here, https://headscale.serversathome/admin/settings, and enter the following settings. So this is the API URL, and this is the API key, and the script is done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and copy this. Now, in the background, we have generated some Let's Encrypt certificates. Those certificates may take a second to actually populate. So when I go to the address here in the web browser, it might tell me that this is a self-signed cert. Just give it a second or hit the refresh page, and it should not give you this warning. See, I didn't even get the warning, so we're good. And I'll show you here. When I look at the connection secure, verified by Let's Encrypt, and I can show you here, these are the Let's Encrypt certificates, TLS AES 128, TLS 1.3. So we got a good certificate from Let's Encrypt, so we are now completely HTTPS to our endpoint. So you'll see here the API URL is already set, and the API key is just waiting to be entered. So when you log on the first time to headscale-admin to the settings page, and everything is secure, you're going to go ahead and enter your API URL and your API key. The API URL is already actually entered for me, so I don't have to type in over this. I can just leave that like it is, but in case yours doesn't populate correctly, it gives you the option. Here it wants me to enter my API key, and because I use the script, I can come over here and just copy and paste this API key with no spaces in it, just like that. I'm going to hit Control Insert to copy here. I'm going to come back out and hit Control Paste, and I'm going to hit Save Settings. You're going to see here my settings are saved correctly. I now have the ability to look at all these things. They went green, but you'll notice the page didn't change. That's because I need to go ahead and refresh the page. There we go. So now on the left side, you'll see I have all these options for headscale-admin. And right now I have nothing done. So I can come over here and create a user. So let's go ahead and click create. New username is going to be test user, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and click this check mark. And now I've got a user called test user. Right now, the pre-auth keys are not working. And that's kind of bothering me because usually I should just be able to hit reusable and check here. And it should create a key, but you'll notice it doesn't do anything. So I'm going to show you guys kind of a way around that until the developers go ahead and fix this. I have the options to do a lot of things here. I'm going to come back down. I'll show you there's no nodes right now. And the deploy screen I'm going to get to in a minute. There are no routes yet because I haven't set up routes. And here's the ACL builder I talked about. It's going to say unable to get policy for the first time because there is no policy right now. So far, there's been no ACL built. So we're going to want to probably create a allow all to start with. But eventually, you're going to want to really crank that down and make sure that there is a little bit more security in that. So this is the policy builder, and I think it's really amazing the way it works. You can come back to the settings page and it'll show you where your API key is if you need to adjust anything there. But let's go ahead and deploy a endpoint. So here is going to give me the exact code to copy into my endpoint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click a few things. I definitely want to accept DNS for all of them, and I want to accept routes for anybody that comes on here. I'm not going to do an advertised route, but if you want to, for example, if I was going to do this for my server, it would look something like this. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And you'll see here, now it changes the command that I'm going to copy to advertise the route. So I'm going to leave that actually just like that. Again, if the pre-auth keys are working, we can go ahead and select a pre-auth key for a user. You'll see here I have 0 valid keys because that function is not working right now at the moment, but that's okay. I'll leave that turned off. I'm not going to do anything else here. Everything else here should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this right here, and I'm going to go back to my terminal. And this is my actual terminal for my machine, my home machine that I'm running on. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this up to my Tailscale by running that command. And you'll see here it says to authenticate, visit this. All I want to do is copy this very end out. So if I click this, I'll show you this whole thing, what it's going to say. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to get around that. So we're going to hit Control Insert to copy it. Let's open this up here. And this is what it says, headscale machine registration. Run this command in the headscale server to add this machine. So I can just copy this and run it in the, in the command line in the shell for headscale, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I just want to grab this key really. That's all I'm going to need to do. And I'm going to come over here to a node, and I'm going to deploy a node. So I'm going to create this node and paste that key and assign it to a user. In this case, my test user. I'm going to hit check right here. You're going to see it's red. It's in the process of connecting, and bam, just like that, it went green. So here it is. And here's my Tailscale IP, and it added this in. And if I had routes that were properly forwarded, that would work. As you see here in this, you'll see that my routes, I don't have any IP forwarding here selected for my Fedora machine, so that's not going to work for my port forwarding and my routing right now. But if that did work, you would see routes in here, and I'd have a whole routing table. I'd be able to turn that on and off. So right now, because there is no pre-auth available, the best way to do this is to do exactly what I said. Basically, go ahead and deploy the machine, grab the key that it produces, and then just deploy a node attached to a user that you've already created to make sure it is connected. So now when I come back to my terminal here, I can show you that I can run a Tailscale status just like this, and you can see I'm indeed connected, and this is my Tailscale IP. There are lots of other features here that I can show you guys, but this video would be forever if I showed you everything that Tailscale and headscale can do. I'm just showing you what it looks like to have one user right now, to have one user online that's going to show you all your online nodes and all where they are. If I had pre-auth keys working, I would be able to show you all the pre-auth keys, but they are not working right now. The node that I have selected is what's online at this moment. I have no total routes right now because the node I tried to add does not have IP forwarding set up correctly. I can follow the Tailscale documentation to do that if I wanted to, but overall, this is a pretty simple deployment. It's basically just getting the VPS set up and then running this one command. Once we do that and we have our DNS records pointed, we're up and running. So this is a really fast, pretty simple install to self-host Tailscale for those people who are concerned that Tailscale isn't private enough. I assure you, your concerns are not founded. Tailscale is very private, it's very safe, but in the event you don't want to pay for it and you want to get all its usage for free, just go ahead and host headscale the way I have here, and just go ahead and create some users and start adding nodes, and you'll be done and ready to go. So I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Please like and subscribe. Please click the bell to make sure you guys are aware when we launch new videos. Thank you guys so much for talking and leaving comments. I recommend that you leave a comment on the bottom of this video if something worked or didn't work for you, or something you liked or didn't like. And I recommend that if you want to have a very in-depth conversation, jump on the Servers at Home Discord channel. And if you want to thank me personally, please buy me a coffee.